For a bar to be stacked, there needs to be both the values. Say suppose some yes and some no. So the data set that assigned to me has all either yes value or no values. So the stacked bar chart looks like bar chart. My only apprehension is when it is being reviewed for scoring. So is that being taken into consideration, or would I lose marks because the bar chart doesn't look like a stacked bar chart? If
Uh,
you allow, I can share the screen as well.
no, I don't think it's not required to share the screen because that's I will take that question. So basically,
Right.
each
Okay.
question, like as you mentioned, has a predefined data set, and it's very
Correct.
personalized. So everyone will be getting a different data set, and the
Right,
answer
sir.
key as well is prepared on the specific data set which is given to you.
Okay.
So in case if the data set doesn't have the stacked values, then obviously
Right.
the answer key will also have a single value so that you need not worry about it.
Okay, sir. Thanks for the clarification. The second question is a small one. The other thing is that there are a couple of parties, and when a question is framed, it is talking about the two parties, but it is not talking about displaying the data of independent. So when I'm making any bar chart or a pie chart, as a holistic approach, I am including the independent parties' contribution to the data set assigned to me. So is that the right approach? Should I include independents or should I not include independents?
Okay, just give me a minute. Is there any specification on including or excluding the independent candidates?
No, I'll read a question for you. I think reading a question is not an issue. So, for
Yes.
example, 20th question says pie chart representing the number of states in which Democrats domination, Republican domination, and Democrats, comma Republican in equal. But it is not talking about any numbers on in which suppose there is no one is dominating, so independent candidates are there. So the question doesn't talk about that, but when we talk about a holistic representation of data, entire data set, because the total will not match otherwise. So
Mhm.
suppose there are 50 states and I exclude independents, and the total may not be 50 in that case.
Okay, I understand. So there will be in the pie chart, you will have total count, which will be either 14 or a reduced number, and the distribution for each party with respect to the total number is what you will get. Correct?
Correct.
Yes, that shouldn't be a problem.
Right. I think that were the two major
Yeah.
questions I had.
So this is a
Maybe
20th question, right? So pie chart representing the number of states in which Democrats domination, Republican domination, and Democrats Republican in equal.
yes, it doesn't talk about anything about independence, but there are independent things.
Mm-hmm. Still, if you see the independent proportion will be very small when compared to a pie chart. And
Yes, it is small, but it is not like the
correct.
count is visible. So suppose my data set has mainly maybe it is having one or two, but
Mhm.
someone else data set may be having 10 or 8, then that becomes substantial.
Understood. One. Fine. Since the question doesn't mention about excluding the independent candidates,
Right.
my the understanding is we need to consider the entire data set.
Correct, sir. I have done that way only.
Yes, you
So
need
thanks
not
for
exclude
yeah.
any of the data set as long as it's mentioned explicitly in the question to remove or reject any of the data set. You can remove the data set.
Okay.
Since it's not
I think,
mentioned, you can always go with the complete data set.
right, sir. So thanks for the clarification. Maybe now others can pitch in, so other maybe some common question and we can address during the session. So thanks
Sure.
for responding to me. Thank you.
Yes, Samit.
Yes, sir. I have couple of questions, but first I just want to know, in our portal, sir, actually we do not have this means assignment 6, but still in this thing, they are showing ki I'm absent because I don't find any assignment 6 in TDS. So far is not released. Till assignment 5 is the last.
Yeah, same is the case with me as well.
Yeah. So right now the modules we have covered is 6A and 6B. The assignment, graded assignment for 6 will be released soon within this week.
Okay, but it is in portals, it's showing ki that I'm absent. Maybe this thing is with
Yeah, we
others
will.
also.
Yeah, that will be coordinated with the support team.
Okay. My second question is regarding this project. I have just need one small clarification on the questions. That is, one question asks, what is the highest absolute difference in percentage between yea and nay senators among the different parties?
Okay.
So this is the question. In this question, when we are calculating the percentage of yea vote for a particular party, on that time, what should I do? Generally, I count the number of yea vote divided by total number of senators present in that party. In this case, sir, although it is not mentioned, but as a denominator for counting the total senators, I should count the not voting also, right?
Hello, Prasanna, am I audible?
Yes, Rohit. Yes.
Yeah, one moment. I'll just pull up the questions and then we can sort the issues regarding the project one by one. Is that fine with everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I've taken I've found the questions. So yes, can we have the questions for project one by one?
Rohit, there was one question I'll take. So there was one question on the question number 20, where pie chart representing the number of states in which Democrats domination, Republican domination, and Democrats Republicans in equal. However, in the data set, there were few entries for independent candidates.
Yes.
So the students want to know if the independent candidates have to be removed for this question and then a pie chart should be created, or can they include this
No,
data?
in any given state, there will be Democrats, Republicans, or Independents, right? So they have to just compare between Democrats and Republicans. So for Democrats domination, the number of number of states in which Democrats domination means the Democrats in all those states should be greater than Republicans. That's all.
Are you sharing anything?
No. Do you want me to share the question screen?
Yeah, it would be great. Like, if in case like you may not share, I'm starting with the first question where it is saying that did not vote. So does it mean that nays or like those senators who did not vote?
1 second, 1 second.
Yes, sir. This was also my question.
Yeah, Dixon, can you allow me to share my screen? Looks like
Yeah, just
Some of the questions we have, we need a bit of clarity.
if you're able to do it now, Rohit.
I just check. Looks like I'm able to do it. I guess so. Yes.
Yeah.
Is my screen visible now to everyone?
Yes, it's visible, Rohit.
So this
Yes,
is
sir.
this is the sample data set and this is the questions, right? So we are talking about question 20 for now.
So starting from question 1.
So what is it doubt with respect to question 1?
It's saying not vote.
So nay means not voted for this.
But we have only two things, like in either nay.
No, wait. Not okay. Wait 1 second.
Yeah, I think there is a bit of
So
confusion.
there is three categories.
There is
nay and not voting.
yeah, yes, no, and not voting. So S means it's +1. Nay means they are negatively for the specific agenda in the parliament session. They are voting against it. And nay means, and not voting means they are not willing to give a positive or negative vote for it. So with respect to this question, how many Democrats did not vote? It's not voting only.
Not voting at all.
Not voting at all. Yes.
Okay. So nay is no, and yes is yes.
Yes. So
Okay,
nay
now
means they are negatively voting for the agenda at hand. Yeah means they are positively voting for the agenda at hand.
Yeah,
not voting means they are not biased towards the agenda.
Yeah, they are not participating in general. If
Yeah,
they are abstaining from voting itself. Yeah, they are not voting.
So, for example, here I'm asking about not voting. This is the tag that you should look for.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So in the table which I have given, I'm having only yay or na. I'm not having any of the columns with not voting.
So it should be 0. So yes.
Yeah. So another question is
all the remaining questions which we are asked for not voted, the ratios and all these things, which it should be 0 always.
Yeah, it is probably so. For this example, you have nay voting, right?
Yeah.
Not voting. So your example was a specific case. So
this is one only. I can see in the data. This is only one which is not voting. But so in my data, I am not giving any of the Senate member which is not voting. He is either voting.
So it should be 0. Yeah. As in the numerical value should not make a difference. So it is all about the count of the specific tag.
Yeah. That's why I was confused in here. Like it's now, but it's not given not voting.
No,
anywhere.
if you're so, for example, in question 12, you would have been explicitly asked how many states voted nay.
Yeah.
Clearly. So
yes.
If it was asking for nay, you would have been told nay. Otherwise, it's just not voting. Did not vote means it refers to not voting case only.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're coming to question 4, I think there is some typo. It says
it is yeah. Yes. How many states voted all nay? It is it is a typo. So we'll correct it and republish.
So what should I consider? This is YA or NA?
The correct question?
Nay. Just probably put it in the chat. So question.
So what should be the correct question? Question number 4.
Question number 4 is. I guess if it's no, yeah. So wait, we already have nay here, so it is sorry.
Yes, I think.
Yes. We already have a question for nay at the bottom, so it is about
Yeah, so we are assuming that it is yes, and I'm working accordingly.
Yeah. Yes.
No, sir. Want to know that what is the modification in the question 4? Question 4 looks correct, no?
Yes, sir.
Question 4. What is YA? So there is no.
Should be yes now. YA.
It's a spelling typo.
The spelling mistake. Okay.
It is a typo.
Okay. That's understood. YEA. Actually.
Yeah. So that is our mistake on our part.
And one more thing, sir. Question
Excuse
5.
me, sir.
15, any
One by one,
significant-
please.
Question 5 and question 15, is that any significant difference or that same?
Initially we thought of giving nay, but we thought we'll give not voted itself. There was one or two examples where there was another voting.
Rohit, just a minute. Sorry to interrupt. The students are asking for you to zoom in a little bit. Could you please?
Is that now
That's
better?
great. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Is it
Thanks,
better?
Rohit. Thanks.
Yeah. So to be specific, both 5 and 15 are exactly the same. Yeah.
Okay.
Non-voting senator. It should have been changed to states, but we didn't change it. Yes. At least one. Yeah. The
And
number of
one,
states.
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So
15. So 5 and 15 are exactly the same. Yeah.
same, no? Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
question 16.
Can you
has-
please explain question 10, sir?
What is the highest absolute difference in percentage between A and A senators among the different parties? So let's go by the example link that I have at hand. Okay. So wait. So how many parties are there? There is Republicans, Democrats, and Independent, right?
Right.
And in that, for each of the for Republicans, among the Republicans, you know how much percentage of people voted for A.
While calculating this A, so shall I calculate in the denominator the not voting of that that particular party?
Yes, with respect to that party only, right? I'm asking with respect to that party, what is the fraction that gave A? Yes, vote. Okay.
Yes, vote, but in the denominator, this is the total senators for that particular party. While counting that, those who are abstained from the voting, I also calculate the number for them.
Abstain from the voting in the sense?
That
Not
means say
voted.
there is 10 senators,
Yeah.
5 says yay, 4 says nay, and one senator didn't vote.
Not
So
voting.
when I will calculate this percentage of yay voting, this is 5 divided by 10 or 5 divided by 9. This is
it should be 5 divided by 10 because not voting candidates is also a part of that party, right?
Yeah. That's it.
So it should be the total number. Yeah.
And sir, the question number 16, what that's the significant? I didn't understand.
Ratio of the number of rows to the number of columns. See,
because in
my
ahead. Calculation, I did it in 2 ways. One through this writing a code, and second is by taking simple the Excel thing. In both case, this ratio will be different.
So what did you try through code like?
Now see, when I write the code and try to get all the answer, this ratio comes around 25 because there is only 4 column and 100 rows, so 4 by 25. But when I do it the same thing in the Excel, for the sum of the question to answer, I need to create another column.
Exactly.
So
that's why it has asked at the last. So how do you need to create a data set from this unstructured text from the HTML?
But I confused which one I should put because both leading me to all the correct answer from 1 to 15. But then what is the answer I should put for the 16?
No, in code, even if you have it in a more compressed fashion, you will be able to use it because you have Python. Let's say, I think this will require a separate explanation in this course. The idea is that how do you create a CSV file from this text?
So that I feel there is one XML link given at the top that is giving us complete XML. If you click this, it would be giving you complete set of data. And
I think
these
it's
are views.
4 columns. Yes. So if I remember right, it is 4 columns and each vote corresponds to 1 row. And this will have 4 rows. So to answer all the questions, basically you need to know the person's name because some questions requires the person's name. And some question needs to know whether he is a Democrat or a Republican. And some questions need to know what state he belongs to. And finally, the vote. So there are 4 columns required. Okay.
Correct, sir. But if you do it in Excel,
yes,
to answer some of the question means if you go back to the question sheet, sir.
Which question?
Particularly, I will say when you try to answer the question 3,
16.
question number 3, you need to create another column in Excel so that you can able to filter out with respect to be in the pivot table.
And that is just an additional step that you need to do specifically for question 3.
Yes.
See, but to answer, see, that you can do only if you have all the 4 basic columns, right? That is
that is my confusion.
Exactly. See, you will need to do additional analysis over the 4 columns. But what are the 4 basic columns that you need? It is going to be these 4 basic columns.
Yeah. Then if the question asks for the basics column, then I'm okay. I understand. I understand.
So this is to understand that whether you are able to get some form of HTML data into the reasonable structured data, that you need to do some basic analysis. It's just to understand your, what to say, data storytelling or data structuring ability, basically. That's all. You can even do it as 2 columns also, but if you do it as 2 columns, just the name and his party and the country state as one and his vote as another, you will not be able to easily answer all the questions. It is about how easily you can answer the remaining 50 questions. What is this number of rows to the number of columns? And that ratio is all I need.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So in the beginning of this session, you mentioned about the midterm exam. So in the grading document, there is no midterm exam mentioned there. So what's this midterm exam?
I don't think I mentioned it. Dixon, can you answer this question?
Yeah. What was the question? Could you please come back?
So what is that midterm exam?
There is no midterm exam. So you must have had your remote online exam. That is one exam. Then you have 2 projects, project 1 and 2, and then you have the end term. That's it.
Okay,
so your midterm,
quiz
is your
two
first exam. Your remote online exam is your midterm exam, because it happens right in the almost in the middle, right? So that is your midterm exam.
Okay. And sir, this quiz 2 also, we are not going to have TDS in our course.
No. There's no quiz 2. You only one more project will be coming up, and then you have your end term.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So sir, at the conclusion for the question number 16, we can say that for every one answer is the same for every data set actually.
What was the question?
The question number 16. Okay. The solution is the same for the every data set, because the number of row is fixed and the number of column is also in the XML. There is a 7 number of column, but we don't need actually. So how much it is on the web page? 4 column is enough to give all the question. So we can say that data set is that and solution is the same for the 16 for all the data set.
Rohit, you have anything to comment on that?
Okay, sorry, I was speaking on mute. Yeah, okay. You are right. Yeah, right. So the question 16 is more of a perception related question. That's why it was specifically asked on your data set, with the idea that how do you perceive the unstructured data given to you. So you are right. If everyone rationally thinks, answer would be the same.
Okay, good. So fine. And one more thing, sir. The question number 17 to 20.
Yes.
There is all the picture is there, but the question is that it is possible that format will be the same of that, but the representation can be the different. So it is going to be checked manually or
it will be checked manually. So the last 4 questions that are colored in the red will be checked manually.
So I can represent name and that doesn't matter, only the graph will does
You
matter.
can do however you want. You can use any tool you want, because the final images are going to be compared manually. You do not have to worry about the format. As long as you have clearly mentioned the legend and the number count wherever required, you are good to go.
Okay. But sir, particularly when you say ki number count, if I have the axis which basically denotes the number count, in addition to that, on the top of the bar, for a bar, I need to mention that number.
Yeah, it is better to mention if you can mention. If you can mention.
Second
See,
question, sir.
detailing is always appreciated in terms of analysis.
Okay, sir.
And second question is, sir, that for the submission of that format in the CSV, in the submission, so there is a two documentation is there. In the both documentation, the format is the different.
So it is better to use the sample CSV and just change your answers. So
no, sir. In the documentation itself, one place is integer has given and one place float has given.
So use all float. Don't worry about where is it integer. I'm just checking. It is all float here.
No, there is one more documentation.
Where is it?
Second one.
Sample submission file. This is sample. So it is just so I think when I uploaded it, it got converted because of some Google Doc issue. Okay.
So this is wrong actually.
This is wrong. So the right format is floating up to 2 decimal places. It's the right format. I'll try to open it in my local. Every question, even
except,
if it's
except 0.
Okay, I think there is a format issue. Okay, I think we can correct this also. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Try to provide answers up to 2 decimal spaces for all answers.
So except 0, no, sir? If 0 is there, then we don't need to write 0.00.
Yeah, no need.
Okay. The one more question is there. Suppose if we are submitting, so submission is not checking our answer. They are checking some format. So suppose submission is giving the 50 by the 100% test is passed, but our all answer is correct. So what is that marking?
So I think it is a problem with respect to the format of the file. Somewhere there is some additional comma or something or the other.
Yes.
That is causing the issue, is what I would say.
So what will be the marking that suppose?
1 second. All the numerical marking will be done offline. It is not done in the online. So if you see some 50% test pass something, it is not your mark. First of all, be clear about it. It is just checking some upload requirements. Is the format of the file correct and all those things. So you need not worry about it. All the marking, all the scoring will be done offline, not in the portal. So you need not worry about it. So,
question number 10.
One person at a time, please.
Okay.
Okay, sir. So even it is the 50 by 10, 50 by 100 test is passed, I can submit.
If you are able to submit, it's all on good. The mark, the 50% is not the representative of your mark. You can be clear about it.
Okay, fine.
Whether you can submit or not, I am not the right person to answer. It's probably the, I think we have to contact Narayan for that. But yeah, if you're able to submit it, whatever number or percentage that comes is not the representative of your mark, is all I can tell you.
Can I add here something?
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Do you have any Viva for this project?
No Viva.
So for question number 10,
hello.
Yes. The answer should be, shall I write, say 70? After that, shall I write the percentage symbol or just 70 is enough?
No percentage symbol, nothing. Okay. It was asked in percentage. I'm not asking. It should be either numerical or NaN, in the sense that it should have, it should be either floating point up to 2 decimal places or NaN. That's all.
So in question 3, like it is saying that name starting with B. So yes, it should be like first name should be starting with B, not the last name. Because here in table it is giving last name only.
So worry about last name only.
Okay, last name only.
XML only. Don't go to the XML and all. Just worry about the last name.
Okay. Sir, just wanted to recheck. I submitted the responses based on sample file without the float digits. Like if the answer is suppose 1, it's not 1.00, it's 1. So okay, I need to resubmit now, correcting the file to float format.
Okay. Are you able to successfully submit it? Or?
Yes, the test run passed. After I downloaded the sample file, Earlier
You
it was
just
given some
changed
error.
it and then submitted it off.
Yes, I
Okay.
changed it. Yes. I
Okay.
followed some suggestion from some person in Discord.
Okay.
So that helped me in getting the test result passed with no errors, and I have submitted. But I guess you also said that it would be manually checked, or it would be
No, it will
automatic.
be automatically checked, but offline, not in the portal
Okay.
real time.
Right. So,
So
sir,
we can take care of these edge cases.
you
This
can
is not
take care.
take care
Okay.
of the edge cases. So this is all we plan to do.
Yeah, because
So
not everyone is also joining this session, and I think the
so
last date is 8, so not many will be able to correct it to float now.
I think if they have the answers, they can change it to float. It's not going to be big of a deal.
No,
But anyway,
it is just knowing about I need to do it. Suppose I did not, if I never joined this session,
no,
I was
I'll
happy to.
probably send a broadcast mail or
Okay,
discourse channel. I'll
right.
just put a new message. If I have to pass the information about the results, I'll just do it for everyone. Don't worry about it.
Okay. That sounds great. Thank you.
Sir, in the 19th question, like only parties mentioned, so we have to like not consider independent.
I think it's just going to be another column or row. So if you want, you can do it. But
okay, same with right. Same with 17th, right?
See, with respect to the data set, if you want to give me a classification of the data set, there are 3 parties: Democrats, Republicans, and Independent. So, strictly speaking, I would expect Independent also, but it depends. So to give a straightforward answer, include Independent also.
Okay, sir. About 17th, we have to include not voting also, or only yeah and nay.
No. It just asks for A and A, no? So why are you including not voting? It clearly sells as A and A, no? Why are you including not voting? It did not tell for all voting categories or all voting possibilities. So don't do that.
But in 18th, we have to include, right?
18th you have to include. Yes, because it asks for all types of Republican votes. So to just give a clarity, the number of there are 3 different types of votes: yes, yay, nay, and not voting, and there are 3 different types of parties: Republican, Democrats, and Independent. Okay, is everyone clear?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question regarding the percentage question. Am I audible?
10th question, right?
Yeah, right. So should I, for example, if I'm getting 70, should I write 70 or 0.7?
It's in percentage. Think.
Right.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. All right. And the last question is regarding the 10th question. I'm not sure. Sorry, it has been if discussed. If not, can you please just explain about what is the exact meaning of that? Because I got confused there. The 10th question.
So what is your confusion, if I may understand? So
so what is
specifically the 10th question is, to give you a background, the 10th question is put in a convoluted fashion, just to see different interpretations of the question, and then how do you come to a common consensus is the idea.
Main purpose, then I should not probably.
I can give you some idea. So so find the percentage of nay and nay among, first let's not focus across different parties. Fix a party, let's say Republicans. Find the percentage of nay to the total number of votes.
Right.
Yeah, and total number of votes. Find the difference. Take the absolute. Take the only the numerical value of it, and do it repeatedly for all the 3 parties.
Got it.
Republican, and then give me the highest difference value.
Awesome. Thank you. And regarding one of the common question, probably Kumar and other guys asked, that is what I have faced. So I just want to share my solution part. The CSV upload and test 50% in the test case.
Yeah.
So what I have observed is there are like roughly 4 CSV different formats available in the Excel. When I have selected CSV with the UTF-8 version, I got that particular test case scenario where 50% only got accepted, and then I got some warnings there. So then
Okay.
I said,
so this is the expected format. So I would better ask you to open the CSV in a text editor. Avoid
Right.
all confusion. Don't ever go to Excel or anything. No encoding, nothing. Open in the text editor, and this is the format I'm expecting. As I mentioned, it is if you just open it in a text editor, in any text editor, I'm opening it in Atom. If you open it in any text editor, it will be the number followed by maximum 2 decimal spaces. If you have the answer, otherwise it's NaN. That's all. Is everyone clear now about this? Hello.
And regarding the
Okay.
And regarding the decimal places, I mean, even if we write it like 1.00, if it is in CSV, it will automatically convert it into 1 just to save space. So
I think it has some issue with Excel interpreting the numbers and Google Docs interpreting the numbers. So
maybe some encoding method.
Encoding, UTF-8 encoding or whatsoever. So effectively, I am looking for this format. And if you edit in text editor this format, if you submit it, the same thing will come. Yes.
Yeah, it will remain as it.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's all.
Sir, in question 20, let's say we have 2 votes. One belong to Democrat and one belong to Independent. So what we have to consider?
So the number of Democrats vote is 1. Number of Republican votes is 0. So Democrats are in domination, and that's it in that state.
Okay.
It's about only comparing Democrats and Republicans. Independents are not coming into the picture.
Right. No, sir, I know that, but I was just like confirming. So I don't get any surprises on 8th.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So, sir, question number 16, the ratio questions. So I have to use the symbol ratio, or I will just use the float value.
What?
For 16 question, I will use the ratio symbol in the CSV file, or I will use just float value or decimal value.
Float value. No is to symbol and all. Only float value up to 2 decimals.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, can we know when our assignments will be checked?
I think when is your last date? 11th or 8th, right? 8th.
No, not for this. For assignment 4B and 5A.
Okay, I'm not sure about that. Dixon.
Your assignments will be checked. You will get 4 assignment for 4A or 4B. Is it? You were facing some issues.
4B and 5A, the last 2.
Yeah, 4B in this week probably. So I don't think we are not handling those issues. So I think there are some issues in the backend, and it is almost resolved. In 1 week, you will get it for 4B. So you don't have to.
Sir, and in Sir, in 5A, for me the mark shows 100 on 100.
Okay.
But when we open an assignment, it shows one wrong answer. That is actually wrong.
Okay. No, that's okay. So we have all of this has been noted down in the back end, so you don't have to worry about it. We'll take care of it. So please don't worry about the marks. There was some issue in the back end. We are not handling the issues in the back end, so the tech team is handling that. They're taking care of things. All your marks. So the marks that you got before the change and the marks that you got after the change, we have both the marks available. So you will get the right marks. And then if you have some queries, please get back to us. So just first, let's wait for the marks. Once the marks get published properly, then let's start asking queries about the other things.
Right. Sir, will there be any more assignments?
Assignments are coming up.
How much more?
That we can't inform you now. Maybe by next week's call, we'll give information of how many assignments are there.
Okay, one last. Like, will there be any more week after 6?
After 6?
After 6 week, will there be any more release of content?
You might have one more week of content. Yeah.
Okay, so A and B 2 or just 1 week?
I'm not sure about that. That call has to be taken up by Anand. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any other questions related to the project one? Final set of questions. Okay. I think
maybe there was one question on question number 20. Was that just
1 second.
Yeah.
Question number 20. What is the question?
The pie chart representing Democrat domination, Republic domination, and Democrat Republican in equal. So, what do we do with the independent candidates?
Independent candidate. So it is only come. So we'll take. Okay, if I explain it. Okay. So there are. Okay. So you have to only compare for a state. Let's say you will have 3 possibilities. You'll have 2 Democrats. And 0 Republicans or 0 independent. In that case, the number of Democrats is 2, which is greater than the number of Republicans, which is 0. And so that state is a Democrats dominated state. There you have to just see the number, absolute number of Democrats present in the state and the Republican present in the state, and whichever is greater, give that as a Democrat domination or a Republican domination respectively. Understood? Is my explanation fair enough? Or
yeah, this was question from Paras, right?
Yeah, I started off with this question.
Yeah.
Are you clear now?
Maybe just to let me rephrase it, and you tell me if I am clear or not.
Yes. Summarize.
So what in question number 20? What is the final verdict is that we are looking at the states dominated by Republican or Democrats, or when they are equal. So in that case, we are not worried about independence.
Yes.
For question 20. So if they are both independent, then even then we will not include, because it is not asking. Question is not asking.
Yes. So if among the 2 votes for a state, both are independent, then Democrats are equal to Republicans in the state. Correct, because both of them are 0-0.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So one state will come on among the 3 classifications. See, just have an higher perspective. What is the purpose of having this question? It is just to see, with respect to the specific agenda, whatever you have given as a link, what is the overall US sentiment, or okay, this question is common to all, I guess, because it is just asking about the Democrats and yes. So with respect to this question, you're just seeing the overall domination of Democrats versus Republicans. Of course, independents are not actually a party per se. They're just individual people standing and winning positions at specific states. They do not have a common objective or a common, common principle at hand.
Yes, considering that only, sir, what I was earlier thinking. So suppose a state has 1 Democrat and one independent, and since the independent is not a party, so that state ideally is a Democrat dominated.
Yes, exactly. You're right.
Is my understanding correct?
Yes, correct. Democrat is 1, Republican is 0, so Democrat dominated. Done.
So Democrat 1 and independent is 1. Then it is Democrat.
Democrat. So each state can have only 2 votes.
Yeah. Correct? Yes.
So if Democrat is 1 and independent is 1, then Republic is automatically 0.
Yeah. So it is Democrat
dominated. Yes. You're
correct.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Right.
And sir, if both are independent, then that also count for equality in Democrat and Republic.
Yes, right. So there are only 2 votes, and there are 3 parties at any given state. So it can be 200, 020, 002. There are 6 combinations basically. And each of the 6 combinations will fall into one of the 3 classifications as in the question. So I think you should not have a problem. It is just to get the overall sense of the US overall across states. to understand whether at that term or during having that agenda, was it a Democrat dominated US or a Republican dominated US? And that you can see when you have the entire pie chart at hand.
Yes, that is there. The question otherwise is clear, but somehow going by the past experiences, if we are not producing what is being expected to be produced based on the intentions of the person designing the question, then we lose marks. That is why everyone is asking
No
regarding this
issues.
question.
No issues. I
Right.
hope it is clear now for everyone.
Yeah.
So I think we are almost on time. Dixon.
Yeah, I think if there are no more questions, last call for questions. Okay, I think we can close today's session. Thank you all. Thanks for participating. Thank you all for your questions. We'll meet again this Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.